Come on. Good afternoon and welcome inside the Negaunee Ice Arena. Dan Hardwick, glad to have you along with M123 FM and State Savings Bank Hockey. Coming to you a little bit delayed. We battled through all sorts of technical issues here in Negaunee, which is one of the worst places in the UP to try and get any kind of broadcast out of. But we have fought through it. 8:54 to go, third period. State Savings Bank on top, 2-0. Had a goal late in the first, added a goal in the second. They have been playing excellent hockey here this morning. Great puck movement, a ton of high-quality shots for this State Savings Bank team, which came into the weekend with a totally different look after 4 of their players ended up making varsity or JV hockey teams in Manistique. So a shorter bench, but a ton of great effort and great plays by this State Savings Bank team today. And they are on top 2-0 here late in the third period. Want to thank those of you tuning in. We do apologize once again that it did take us so late to get on, but we are up and running. Do not know who have the goals. Honestly, I've done about 19 laps around the Negaunee Ice Arena, running different cords and wires, trying to get it on, and we are glad that we finally do have you with us here. Our signal may cut in and out at times. If you lose the feed, just refresh your internet browser, and it should pull it right back up as we try to get through this Sunday. Shot there off the crossbar, and a close shot there for Joe Noble. State Savings Bank in the white with the green numbers and green pants. Here comes Negaunee. Deflected high by Lusk. He's played a great game so far. Both goalies have been awesome. State Savings Bank been able to put a little bit more pressure on, and they hold the lead. That one almost stolen by Benish. Loose puck. Westcombe. He's now the old man on the team. Westcombe passed up an opportunity to potentially play with the JVs. Of course, Manistique, Newberry, and Munisng, their high school hockey co-op, announcing last week that they would in fact have a junior varsity team to go along with the varsity this year. They held those tryouts the first and second, and Manistique and Munisng, 5 second-year players went for the tryout from the 14U team. 3 of them, Colin Bolda, Levi Mackey, Jonas Cornell, made the JV team. AJ Berger, who was the team's leading scorer early in the season here, actually made the Emeralds varsity squad. So this team that was deep, balanced, had a lot of returning experience, gets a little bit younger, but these guys showing and gals showing they can handle it. Doing quite well here in Negaunee. Started about 11:35, and we've got 6:54 to go here in the third period. Glad to have you along from the Negaunee Ice Arena. These teams, Iron Range and State Savings Bank, will see each other multiple times throughout the year, both in regular season play and, of course, as we get into the postseason, the 3 stages. First, you got play-in games to qualify for districts. Of course, District 8, the entire UP with the exception of the Sioux and St. Ignace. You qualify through the play-ins and you win the UPs, you're off to states. And as part of the 3-step postseason process here at the 14U level this year. Getting a full complement of teams back in action after a couple of years of battling with the COVID pandemic. Back underway after a Negaunee timeout, 2-0, 6:50 to go here in the third. That one flipped up high and over the net. Comes down. Great crowd from the 3 communities making their way up here once again. Got to send a couple of shout-outs. Andy Levine, anxiously waiting for me to get connected. Andy is the only guy that's ever been able to get a successful live video out of here start to finish. Andy, we needed your good luck today. We're definitely going to have to put a plan together for when the varsity comes back up here to Negaunee. Also, assistant coach Kevin Schrader, whose son Cade just about scooped one home. Kevin, been under the weather all week. Hope you're feeling better. Team playing well. In your absence, Paul Irving is been passed the torch. Phil Berger is on the bench for game one today to help with the transition. He's going to continue to work with the team and the players in practice. Going to make games as he can. But he too will have to have commitments being on the road with the high school programs now. So Paul Irving will be the new head coach of State Savings Bank with Kevin Schrader assisting. Here is Levi Verjink. He moves it over. Severance, weaves, hard stop. Real sharp cut. Severance all the way, moves it over to Addie Irving. Cleared down into the zone. Verjink will play it right below us here on the balcony at the Negaunee Ice Arena. There's a couple 100 feet of extension cord. Pieces and parts just laying everywhere. Westcomb brings it up. Here's Noble. Had a real strong looking game. Joe gets it poked away. Luke Benish briefly held the zone, flipped over his stick though on a ricochet. Negaunee gains the zone. Great play by Irving as they battle. Verjink, Noble breaking out. Here comes Joe, left side, into the circle. He's going to get forced around the back, keeps possession, forces it to the corner. Now his pass back to the point, taken away. 4:50 to go, third period. And the first of two games today. Second one at 2:30 start time this afternoon. Congratulations as well going out this weekend to the Munisng Mustangs. They won the regional championship over Newberry in another great matchup Friday night and an absolute monsoon. Mustangs will play in the semifinals next weekend. Newberry, a great season at 9-2, coming to an end as everybody starts to turn their attention to the ice. Here is Rondo. He'll break in with Tiglis. Centers it in front. Flipped up in the air. Loose puck. Still out in front. And Negaunee will clear it. McNamara is stealing a backhand. Now Dab takes a chop at it. Backhand here. Finds Schrader. Wrist shot from the circle. No good. Great pressure late by State Savings Bank. On top, 2-0. Tiglis to Rondo. 4:05 to play. Rondo, great move. Rondo going to be one of those guys that's going to have to step up and do some of the puck handling. Berger was excellent both ways. Cornell is center. Bolda, a defenseman who had been on the top lines. In their first game with their roster, a chunk of the roster moving on, and they're doing a great job so far. Do want to remind you, we will be your broadcast home, not only for 14U, but the JV and varsity hockey teams as well. We'll get some select 12U Pee Wee coverage when we can throughout the winter sports season with M123 FM and the Newberry News on YouTube. 3:08 to play in a 2-0 game for State Savings Bank. Rondo and a battle at center ice. They just keep going blue line to blue line. Finally chipped all the way in where Verjink will get after it. Big collision there. The Oswald's Bear Ranch Bears on the west end of the UP out of Teja. Wish them luck in their second set of games. Got a sweep yesterday. between State Savings Bank and Iron Range. We will step aside. Join us. Game number 2. Our coverage is going to start right around 2:25, and hopefully we will be able to bring you that contest in its entirety. You're home for local youth hockey. M123 FM.